just wake up. Your brain is fresh and you just wake up. So I just want to talk about discipline mistakes most parents make. I found this old research from a book that I just stuck it inside the pages of the book, and I was like, oh, nice! I have done this research a long time ago. So the discipline mistake most parents made was it was made with a biblical verses for reference. So I'm not really going to dwell about more on biblical. If I made some verses out of context, the reproof or correction is highly appreciated. Just comment down below. So let me start with the number one, bribing. Colossians chapter 3 verse 20 says, "Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord." So I'm not going to dwell so much about the verses. I just want to state why bribing is not good. Bribing your kids is not good because it encourages selfishness. And instead of bribing your kid, why set standard and follow it through with consequences? So, what do you think? You think, oh no, I don't bribe my kids. Come on. Oh, yes, you can say that. But let me set an example. Before that, I remember I searched the word bribing in the dictionary. Bribe means you giving something like money or anything valuables to get something and to get something out of it, whether it can be done dishonestly or um, for whatever reason. Anyway, just check it out in the dictionary. So, the example of how we bribe our kids, you will be surprised. Like, you will say, it is actually like you think, oh, it's just harmless words coming from you. But you didn't realize that you're actually bribing your kids. Like, it's okay for you. Like, for example, you can tell your child, oh, it's okay, don't do housework, just do your schoolwork, study hard, so that you can get good grades, and then you don't have to do housework. So the thing is that we are bribing actually our kids to get good grades, to be excel in academics, and not let in exchange they don't have to do hard work or to do hard work like chores in the house. So if you check the meaning of the word bribe, it's state nicely. So what you're doing or what I'm doing, I am still guilty. I'm not perfect. I also bribe my child. Like I will bribe her to. Actually, I bribe her to do good in her or to study in school. I told her, you study hard and get good grades, and then I will tell her that I will you can have this is so shameful. I can buy a new phone or something like that, or yeah, I can make your favorite dessert, not knowing that I'm bribing her. So I actually made a detailed script about this research. I entered them in the AI prompter. Maybe later I made a video out of it. But I let me just go live because I lost 10 subscribers for not doing anything in my YouTube channel. I'm not in the mood to make so much video because I lost my research and I'm still grieving. It takes so much long time for me to do the acceptance things. There's the stages of grief. It's like abda. I think abda. I remember from school. Anyway, so the last stage is acceptance. So I'm still grieving. Anyway, let me continue with the bribing thing. So instead of bribing your kids, try to set a standard like you you finish your chores, and then you can do your study, or give a schedule, you know, uh, give light chores like washing the dishes. It will just take 15 minutes to finish the dishes, so they can study after that. The thing is that people make so much push about washing the dishes eh, or doing sweeping the floor. You can do that for just few minutes. It will not take even an hour to sweep the floor or wash the dishes or clean the table. I mean, these chores, you're giving responsibility to your kids, and this responsibility it should be followed through. If you want to inculcate discipline and responsibility, they should not skip doing some house chores. It, if you really put time, and like me, I put time, I time it out how long it will take to do these things. So it will not even take an hour to wash the dishes or clean the table or sweep the floor. So why would you bribe your kids escaping these chores just to encourage them to study hard, or whatever reason, in exchange or you bribe your kids? So hopefully, people who hear this, special parents, um, will learn something from me. I hope so. So number two is the most common mistakes parents made. Counting to three. Oh yeah, I'm so guilty also as well. But when I learned counting to three is not good, I stopped doing that. Um, Maybe some psychologists or psychiatrists suggested this counting to three. But let me share you the idea why counting to three is not good. So counting to three encourages delayed in obedience, and when it continuously doing it, it became a habit. And delaying obedience is not actually good, because once the child learn that they can delay obeying you, they will keep doing that. Like when you say, wash the dishes, they would say, "Oh, I'll do it later. I'm not finished with the schoolwork." Or I'm still doing research in the internet. How long will it take to wash the dishes? Come on. Why would you let them delay the washing? Just tell them wash the dishes. Then you can surf the internet or do your research or whatever activities they're doing. Let the responsibility of doing chores first before anything else, because you're the parents here. You're trying to inculcate a sense of responsibility and obedience to your kid. If they keep on delaying it, they will realize that it's already in the midnight and so the dishes is not washed. So in a way, they are disobeying you and you didn't even realize it. So instead, train our children to view obedience as their best option. So if you train your kids to obey you, and that's the best option they can have, you will be surprised. These kids, they're like sponges. You train them, and you will be surprised that one day that what you train them, that you can see the effect, and you will harvest it. You will not have having hard time telling them what to do, or giving them chores, or commanding them something to do at home. And since they are trained to uh, obey is their best option, and then there's no other option. They cannot even delay. So when the obedience is delayed, it's already disobedient. Delay obedience is disobedience. I heard it somewhere. I read it somewhere. Anyway, so if you train your child, you will not having hard time, or will not having hard time making them obey you. So number three, threatening. I'm also guilty of this. I I have done so many things that is really not very. It's actually mistakes, common mistakes that we parents do, is to threaten our child. We tend to say something strong to force our children to obey us. Uh, and we threaten them by consequences or punishment that we even fail to follow through. So thus not doing it, we if we're not doing following through our when you threaten them with consequences, we lose the effectiveness and the respect of our kids. So you will say, I'm not threatening my child. Oh, come on. If you're not threatening your child, uh, let me set an example. You will say, wash the dishes or I will, no more internet for you. I will change the password. And then your child just keep delaying it, and then the child will give reason. I'm doing research. I'm doing schoolwork. I mean, Google is very effective tool in research, and if you are well versed, within 1 hour you can finish your research. I mean, everything is there. You just type what you want, and then you can copy it. So how long it will take for you to do the research? You don't even go to the library anymore and look for the books. In my time, internet is really for very well for rich people, and we're not very rich. We're just common, we're just normal family, so we cannot afford internet at the time. It's too much for the budget. So most of us, either we use the library. When I do research, I use the library. You have to really work hard. It will take even a day to finish reading all the books that you want to research. But nowadays, it's so easy. I can do a research within 1 hour. But if you need to be details, of course, it has to be more than that. But if it's just roughly, getting ideas, it will not really take so much time. It only takes so much time when you are researching about topics that you want more input from different researcher. That will take time. But if you're researching for school, you don't need so much research info from so many researcher. You just need few. So how come it will take long time? So an excuse of threatening your child to remove the internet if they don't do their house chores, and then you don't follow it through because your child reason that they are doing some schoolwork in the internet or doing research. So you threaten the child, and then you will wonder why it keep doing it, and then you will wonder why your child is not respecting you anymore. They even become rude and will answer you back that, why are you telling me to do the house chores? Can you just wait? I'm doing my homework here or my research here. I mean, when the child answer back like that, that's very disrespectful. And I don't know if you parents, accept this kind of words from your kids. For me, that's very rude. Even answering back, if you don't know how to answer properly, I am tempted to slap my child in the face, but I don't do that. But the thing is, I didn't suffer disrespectful words from my kid answering me back rudely, because I will train her to be obedient. And when I threaten her, when I threaten her with the consequences, I always follow it through. Never I fail doing it, unless sometimes of course I'm not perfect. Sometimes I just let it through because it's not really a big thing. But but all of the time, or most of the time, I will not sleep through following through with my the consequences of not obeying me. Once I threaten my child, I will really follow it through. I remember when she was. I will try to thank my sister again in Sweden, because she's the one who told me that once the words came out from your mouth, you really, especially when you're threatening your child, you really had to follow it through with the consequences. Otherwise, the child will never obey you or will never respect you. So that words of wisdom from my sister, I put it in my brain, and thankfully I didn't suffer being disrespected by my child. So um, when you are suffering that your child is being rude, it's because all of your doing, you threaten and you didn't follow it through. You didn't earn the respect that you deserve because of your own doing. So I'm guilty with this, but the thing is that I when I say something, I do it. I remember when she was I think like 4 or 5 years old. I told her that no, 3 I think. Yeah, I told her it's a rule that when you play with your toys, after playing, you should put it back in the box. Don't let it scattered in the living room or in the area where you're playing. If you don't do that, I will throw your toys in the garbage can and will not allow you to pick it back. So children, they will really test your words. They really test you if you're really going to follow through with the consequences. And my child did that. She always test. I will tell you so many incidents. She always test that if you really follow through with what you said. So she one day she let her toys scattered around the living room, and I told her, you really want to test me. So I pick up the toys and throw it outside, and I told her, don't bring it back. I know it's the toys, I spend money with her toys like Barbie dolls. Even if I feel sad that some of her toys are really, a little bit expensive. But I said it, so I have to do it. So, but I feel like it's a waste. So I tell the kid from our neighbor that I throw the toys and she can pick it up and just don't show it to Gracie when they're playing together. It's because I throwed it already. So what I'm trying to say is that our words, if you want your child to respect you, you really have to follow with the consequences. Everything that comes out in your mouth, you have to follow it through. And next, appealing to their emotions. So making our kids feel guilty, thinking that they owe us obedience, forgetting that the obedience came from heart to please God. So we try. I'm also guilty of these things. I'm appealing to their emotion, like even make them feel guilty. Like you don't love mommy anymore. That's why you are disobeying me, or you're not listening to me. See, we do things that sometimes we think it's right, but actually we are forgetting that these are kids, small children. um, why would we make them feel guilty? uh, Instead of doing that, why don't we just inculcate in their mind that once we tell them something to do, they have to obey us, because obedience should come from the heart, not making them feel guilty. Okay, next, reasoning with small children. So, reasoning with small children, um, these are children. We should avoid trying to talk to our kids into obedience. Reasoning actually erases the line of authority. Asking the child if he would like to do something, we are placing our kids into a peer level with us. If they are adult enough, or they are a teenager, but in the age where they can really understand to be our friends, and it is okay to place them in a peer level, in my opinion. But these small children, we cannot, they don't understand. There's no boundary for them if you put them in the uh, peer level. So reasoning with small children is not really advisable. It also encouraged for them to argue rather than to obey. So we explain, like we do something that they cannot understand. Of course, it's okay to explain in their level of understanding. But when we put them into this level of allowing them to reason out, this kind of thing is, we are encouraging them to argue. And when we argue with our kids, at the ending is that we feel frustrated because kids, they can, if you allow them to argue with all the nonsense, they will just argue, and even if it's so nonsense, you will only feel frustrated, and the later on you will get angry, and then sometimes you can say more bad things, or you destroy the relationship at that time, because as a peer level, you put them at peer level and they think you are friends. You destroy it when you get frustrated and angry. So instead of doing that, um, be a parent, instill obedience right away. Don't encourage them to argue by trying to reason out. It's not really productive to reason out with your kids, especially the small children. Wait them to become adult, or wait for them to be uh, a teenager at least. Then you can reason it out. When we reason out with our kids, it's not good. We're not their friends. We are parents. We are supposed to be parents, and um, not their friends. We only become friends when they're adults or in the later stage of their teenage life. Anyway, um, another mistakes is that repeating or going back on instruction. I got a nice verse from 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 8. For if the trumpet makes uh, an unstained sound, who will prepare for the battle? It is important that when we make clear commands, that's the verses was trying to say, it's important that we make clear commands and follow it through. Also, Matthew chapter 5 verse 37 says, we should not try to say yes or no to something until we are sure that it is our definite answer. So, I am also guilty of this. I said yes or no, because I'm being pressured to say it. At the end, you just say yes to please other people, and maybe this is outside the discipline thing. It's just an example. Like we tend to please our friends, so we sometimes say yes just to make them happy, or to end argument, or to pacify your guilt by being for doing what you did like before, like you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you just say yes just at the moment to make them happy. Then there's another Bible verse that says in Proverbs chapter 15 verse 20, it says that the heart of a righteous weighs its answers. So when we answers, or say something to our kids, like if they're demanding something from you, you weigh things, you before you say yes or no. Um, because at the end, the one who will suffer is your kids. If you retrieve your words and not follow it through, you will lose your kids' respect. So I also wrote something here, some effective parenting advices. Mm. So biblical obedience is complete, immediate, and full of joy. So what I wrote here. So you, as a parents, we should be we should inculcate biblical obedience, because it's everything is there. It's complete, immediate, and full of joy. If we inculcate to them or train them to be obedient to us, later on you will have. will enjoy the fruit of your training. So another effective suggestion is that expect nothing less than biblical obedience. So when you inculcate or train your child to be to do biblical effective parenting and obedience, um, don't be wishy-washy. You need to establish family identity, uh, family identity with Christ. So, well, you train your kids to do biblical obedience. Later on, you will harvest the good effect and you will not suffer. Then another suggestion for effective parenting in biblical way: faithfully administer consequences when child disobey. Uh, Permits no exception. Hebrew chapter 12 verse 11 says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful later on. However, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it." This is really meaningful. I like this verse so much. It says it all that when you discipline your kids, at that moment when you discipline them, of course it's not pleasant, or it's not, it seems that it's painful for the time when you implement the discipline. But as you continuously doing it, you will surprise that you will really produces or harvest righteousness, or you will not having hard time when they as they grow up, because the discipline is there, the obedience is instilled. So no more arguments, no more delaying of obedience, no more reasoning. They just obey you because they were trained to do it. So by avoiding practices that are ineffective parenting, and adhering to God's design, this is biblical, and adhering to God's design, let me read that. For discipline, we are avoiding the feeling of frustration and disobedience from our children, thus raising our well-balanced kids. So I used to tell my kids, obedience to parents leads to obedience to God. So when we discipline our kids, we are encouraging them to develop self, to be strong, be confident. So I think I had another verse that I think that's in Proverbs. Oh, I wrote it there in the CapCut prompter, because this is just a outline research. I just put all of the important ideas, and the examples are, and the other the specific examples or the specific um, meaning, I put it in the CapCut prompter. That's the thing is that I forget again that I should not put it there, that I should put it in the notepad. Once my phone crash, I'm gonna lose another important topic that I've been researching. Anyway, so that's the discipline that I that I've researched a long time ago, and I just want to share to you guys. I hope that you learn something out of it, and try not to practice the bribing, counting to three, to tuning our kids, appealing to their emotion, making them feel guilty, reasoning with them. This is not really effective. The best thing is uh, to let them, train them to obey, not delaying, and not to not bribing them. I think at first you think it will be hard, especially when you have kids that are bigger now. But when you start early, for those parents who are still having small children, hopefully you learn something out from this common mistakes that uh, parents made when they discipline their kids. And hopefully you it will help you, and learn something from it, and hopefully you will grow a kid that obeys you, respects you, loves you, and a kid with self-confidence, a happy kid, a kid who is not burdened to anyone or rude. That would be nice, instead of you know, let's face the fact that when your kids is rude, disrespectful, people will not like them. You say, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, you don't care, but how about your kids? They're not like you. They are different in person. They are their own individual. Why would you inculcate your beliefs in them? Um, you think they will not suffer? But how about the people that they make, that they suffer, that because of their behavior suffers? Because your kids is shrewd, and they don't care, they mess up things when they went to somebody's house, and then when people talk about them, you feel bad. I mean, if you don't want people to talk them, then you discipline your kids. You cannot stop people from talking how bad your kids is, or how rude they are, or how they are not concerned with their environment. They just think that they own the place. That's not your place. I mean, their place is only in the home. Outside your home, they cannot, you cannot, they have to behave according to society. If you feel that you're above the society, then go out from your house. If you want people not to talk about you or your kids, then don't go out from your house. Stay there. You're not an island that you will say that you don't affect. You feel that you don't affect other people. If you don't want people to talk or say something to your kids, then stay in your house. Don't go out. But if people say something or talk about your kids, how they being rude, or how they unconcerned, they come to other people's house and mess it up, it's really embarrassing. Mm, and then um, and then we feel bad when people talk about it. I don't get the point. It's really for me. Okay. I try to understand, and I even I try to really more patient. But every time I see kids behave like this, it's if it's my kid, I in a way, thank God it's not my kid. I train my kid to be at least. If you don't help in the cleaning, don't mess up the environment. That's what I always told my kid, my daughter. If you're not going to help with the cleaning, or then don't mess it up. But you put in the table or in other places, pick it up when you're done. If you have drink water, don't just leave your glass anywhere. Put it in the sink and wash it. Don't mess up others people place, because this is not your house. Anyway, uh, uh, I don't want my child to be a burden to anyone, you know. And I don't I all parents doesn't want their kids to be talk about how badly they behave, but you cannot stop people from talking when they are irritated. They also want to express their feelings. Anyway, it's just that my own ideas. um, Hopefully, if you disagree, I really appreciate the comment down below. If you agree, just also comment down. There's nothing wrong on commenting. I am accept whatever is there. I used before, I used to be biased, but I grow up. Everybody has their right or their own opinion, and I don't even bother if they talk about me. It's positive or negative talk. It's their freedom of speech. You cannot stop people from talking. If you don't want people to talk, then don't go out from your house. Stay there and be salted inside your house. Anyway, uh, I am just trying to, and actually, I'm just trying to share you my ideas. Hopefully, it helps. And also this is my another way of when I grow old, very old, and have nothing to do and still have an internet. I just want to watch me talking live. I guess it will be fun to see how my brain works with uh, with the outline, with just an outline. um, and what else I want to talk about? I write down some ideas. Where's my small notebook? I keep it there. I'm really this all or unscripted. I like doing these things. Um, eh, because when later on I just want to see how I'm doing talking ideas that comes into my head. I remember I wrote about one ideas. I cannot find this one, but I think I put it in my bag when I went out. Let me remember it. Where is it? I always. Where's my bag? Yeah, yeah. I think I lost my. Okay. Just bear with me for a few minutes. Let me just check. Where's my magic notebook? It's I call it magic notebook because I wrote everything that I think about, and then later on I want to discuss about it. I, I really, where did I put it? I can't find it. Anyway, oh, I just made ginger tea. It's a green tea with I put ginger in it because I'm starting eating bread. This one of my weakness is freshly baked bread. I cannot seem to resist it. I love bread so much, especially the freshly baked one. If it's not freshly baked, I don't crave for it. I don't even want to eat it. But it's freshly baked. I like to put butter in it. The buttery taste. It's so good with freshly baked bread. I make my own bread. The reason I make my own bread is it's so easy actually to make bread. It's just you just use bread flour, put water. I put 1 tablespoon of oil in 1 kilogram of flour, and then you just massage it. Oh, of course you put yeast, and that's it's just a very common ingredients. Actually, when you make bread, you just need bread flour, little salt, if you want, you can also put oil or no need on oil. It's up to you. I put oil just to make it more, tasty or yummy. Or you can put butter as well. But I put butter after like bake the bread. It's more tasty than mixing it with the dough. And that's it. That's the common ingredients and water, of course. Y- uh, Flour, yeast. I don't even put sugar when I mix the yeast. I just put the yeast directly to the flour, mix them, and then put warm water and salt. That's it. I also make herb bread. I plant basil. I like putting in the in the bread. It smells so good. The basil and I put some another herb, rosemary. It makes the bread so sweet. Every time I bake herb bread or herb and garlic bread, my daughter will say, "Ooh, our house smells like gourmet house." Yeah. Oh, what else I want to share? So really, if you can make your own bread, it will be really very healthy because you don't have to put preservative. If you want the bread to last more 1 to 2 days, usually bread is not very tasty when it's more than one day. Actually, you should bake bread every day. But if you want it to last a little bit longer, I add vinegar to as natural preserving it, you know, because if you that's why the reason I make my own bread, because all the ingredients are natural. Although I'm not supposed to eat bread because I'm keto diet, but I cannot resist eating bread when they are freshly baked. So yeah, one piece, maximum two, three, but now I eat three pieces. The small bread, three slice actually. So I have to work it out in order to burn the, the sugar. You think that it's just bread. Bread will turn into sugar after eating it. Anyway, it's carbohydrates. At the end, it will be sugar. So I'm going to end my live now. Um, Hopefully, I shared. Oh, okay. But the reason why I make ginger tea, green tea, and mix with I'll boil the ginger and then pour it in the green tea. I I do that because I eat carbs. If I don't drink the ginger tea, it's anti-inflammatory. So I don't get pain so much because every time I eat carbs, when I'm in keto diet, my joints, I get joint and muscle pain for the reason that carbohydrates can make inflammation. So I drink ginger tea to help me relieve the pain, muscle and joint pain. And also, I when you buy tea, you I read it before. You know this. I remember I have a colleague who I was surprised because they don't dip their the tea in that is packed in a small sachet where you there's a string and you dip it. They don't do that. They open the tea, pour in the glass, and pour the hot boiling water. Uh, I never asked the reason, but one day I read in an article that the paste they use to seal that tea, tea bags, it's actually poisonous or not be really instantly poison you, but the paste that they use, the ingredient is not really healthy. So I think maybe that's the reason why they do that. Other than that, I cannot think of a reason why they remove the tea from the tea bag. So when I saw the tea that it is pasted, the tea bag is pasted, I also do that. But when I say they use a stainless steel, like a staple wire, so I dip my tea. But if it's just being pasted, I open it and dip in my glass and pour hot water in it. Not hot water, boiled ginger water. We call it ginger tea. Oh, it's very tasty. If you put cream or fresh milk and then put red sugar or brown sugar, oh, so tasty. Tastes better than it actually tastes like bubble tea, but it's a hot green tea, and then you make the bubbles by transferring to another glass, maybe 20 to 30 times, and it will be bubbly. So tasty. I love it so much. Yeah, I hope you try it too. um, it's very you will be surprised the taste is so yummy. Okay, so I think I have to end it now. I lost 10 subscribers today. Maybe because I don't upload so much video like before. I'm planning to go back to community. They help me a lot. Anyway, but at the moment, I am too lazy uh, to uh, to do that. Maybe I'm just sad that I lost so much research in my phone that crashed. I'm still grieving. And now when I'm busy now is that I'm watching historical historical TV series from foreign countries. The thing that make me addicted, because I like reading so much, but just can you imagine you watch it and then you can read it and then you can hear it. So much stimulation for my brain, and I love it. I love reading. So I love watching this film because I can read the subtitle, and then I can hear the learn some words, foreign words, and at the same time I can watch them. I can watch the movie in front of my. So it stimulates your eye, your seeing, your hearing, reading and thinking. And of course I prefer to watch historical one. Also, I like watching the Chinese historical um, TV series. It's amazing. I'm really impressed how they try to instill nationalism, loyalty, and so much. Even the values in life. It's amazing. The one thing I learn about is that we Asian, we don't talk straight when you watch Chinese TV series, especially the historical one. They talk in so indirect. They even like it's like they're talking in this tone of voice like that you have to decipher the real meaning. Oh my God, how it's actually good because you trying to understand or trying to decipher what they really mean, but I'm not used to this indirect talk. Sometimes I get irritated. Um, Watching this indirect talking, but in a way, it helps me being patient because you really have to read to and understand what they're trying to say. So I realized we Asian, we are not. That's why we find people who talk straight, rude, because we are not used to it. We are kind of people who cannot say straight words straight. If people say directly, and we get offended, but me, I'm not really get offended. Maybe when I was younger, it would uh, the uh, I don't I actually when I was younger, I think I'm still straightforward. I was brought out to be straightforward. We don't talk around the bushes. As I grew older, I actually as I grew older, I become more tolerant. I learned to be more diplomatic in my words. But before, I went like a bully. Anyway, as you grow older, you matured and you learn. As you explore your environment, go abroad, you meet so many people, and your horizon will be broadened. So you deal with different kinds of people, and you learn from them, you observe them, you matured, and you learn to deal with the different aspects in life, and different kind of people. So you broaden, you get your point of view is not anymore just inside the box. You be more like, you think more outside the box. So I think also going on vacation, visiting different places, meeting other people, that also broaden your horizons. What else I want to talk about? I think I have to end now. I've talked so much, but it's not 1 hour yet. Anyway, what else I want to talk about? Oh yes, you know, the other day, I scolded my daughter. This I'm trying to tell her that because she feel I think she feels ashamed or shy talking to people because she speak in English. This is my fault. I Her first language is English actually, not the local dialect. We speak English in at home because we were trying to go back to the US before, and I I feel that going back after well after, I feel that we should go back, because in the US you work hard and you earn more when you spend the money here in the Philippines. But I realized that I have to leave her in the nursery or to the nanny just to work. And then when I calculated the money, it's just enough to just to live there. So I feel it's fruitless to go back. So, but now she learns the English, and when it is difficult to change it to the local dialect. So we speak English. I also forget to speak her in the local dialect. But I don't know. It's just that the brain will not switch. It will the brain will when I saw her, my brain instantly turn my language instantly turned into English. But when I talk to other people, I will just speak in the local dialect. I don't know. It's just maybe that's the thing about habit. Once it's formed, it's difficult to remove. So make it a habit to discipline your child to obey you. Later on, it's difficult to shake it out. Anyway, so the point is that the other day my child was, I told her to get her uniform. So I don't know, it is in her brain that there's a language barrier. I told her, you only put that in your brain that because you speak English, people will not talk to you. You see this foreigner, they're from abroad and still they go in different parts of our country, traveling. But why they don't find it hard to communicate to the local people? Because they don't put in their brain that or in their mind that language is a barrier. So I told her, don't shackle yourself with this kind of thinking. Speak what you want. People will try to understand. If they cannot understand, they can always ask other people to understand you. So why would you not get your uniform? So I told her, you went to the shop and you didn't talk and didn't even give your name. How they will give you your uniform if you just stand there? They cannot even remember you. There are so many customers there. So, and also I give you a letter to show to your school that your uniform is just being prepared. That so I told her, you used to be resourceful. If you don't want to talk to them because they cannot speak English, why don't you just get the letter and give it to them? Then they will give you a uniform. So I told her, "Oh, what happened to you? You were used to be so resourceful. Now you are just contented telling me that they're busy, that they didn't finish your uniform. How they will know it's you that if you don't give your name? I already paid for it, so all she has to do is go and pick it up when it's done." So she just stand there, and I was so angry. I actually spanked her. I know it's not good, but and this is the first time I spank her because I want to shake it out, that kind of mentality that because of the language barrier. I told her, if you think language is barrier, then you learn Ilonggo or Tagalog. People will understand you. You don't, because you believe in that, you have to find a solution how to communicate to people. Otherwise, I told her, how, if you put the shackle, you change yourself in this language barrier thing, you will never speak to other people. You only speak to people who speak your language, which is not good, I told her. So the first time I spanked her really for that, because I want her to, mm, I don't know, and the thing is that I asked her if you really went there or you forgot. I know she lied to me. That's another reason why I spanked her, because I don't want her to lie to me. I don't think she went there, but anyway, she just want to make excuse that she went there, because I asked her, "Did you give your name? Did you talk to them?" So she will not answer me. So I think she lied to me, and she didn't want. So I spanked her for lying, because I don't want her to lie to me. Because I didn't have consequences for lying. So the consequence is spanking. Spanking. Anyway, hopefully, I explained to her why I did that, why I spanked her. Because what she did, she lied to me. and you will even accept that she lied to me. I told her, you think about it. If you think what I did is wrong, you tell me. I told her. If you lied to me, then you know in your heart that you lied to me. So anyway, the next day she she took the uniform. So if it's not really fake, anyway, she lied to me. So I spanked her, and I asked her before we go to sleep, is still angry with me for spanking her, and she said no. And the other thing is that when I asked her question if she lied to me, you know what her answer? You will be surprised. Let me process my emotion first. I mean, really. That's what I get. Let me process my emotion first. What kind of answer is that? I just want to feel like I'm angry, and I just want to laugh when she said to that. I, I mean, if you a kid answers that kind of answer, you will be surprised. I didn't expect that when I asked her that you like me, and she answered me process because I spanked her, so she let me process my emotion first. It's, I feel like laughing because I actually laugh in my mind. Now I'm really laughing when I think about it. It's what kind of answer is that? Mm, Let me process my emotion first. She don't want to say or to tell me that she lied. At the same time, she wants to tell me that she was hurt because I spanked her. At the same time, she is so stubborn about that language barrier thing. And then at the same time, I find it a little bit, actually, I find it mature that the other time say that to me that let me process my emotion first instead of saying something childish. So I am actually very happy because that kind of words is that she understands her emotion. At her age, she's just a teenager. I mean, when her words coming out like that, it's a mature word. So, and somehow, I didn't dwell much on the lying thing, but I told her, I know when you lied to me. Yeah, so she knows already, and she knows she's wrong. So, but the thing is, she never says sorry to me. So I was waiting for that. If she said I have to tell her, and next time when you make mistake, just say sorry to me you know, to end my anger. Actually, the best way, I have to teach her that the best way to stop me from getting angry is just to say that, mommy, I didn't